The Earth had waited a long time for this moment. For decades, humans had been aware that other civilizations existed in the galaxy. Strange signals had reached their satellites. Ships from distant worlds had appeared near the edges of the solar system. Some were friendly, some had observed silently, and others had simply disappeared before humans could reach them. But now, after years of watching, the Galactic Council had sent an invitation. Ethan Cole stood in the large glass room of the Terran Space Command building. He looked out at the stars that stretched endlessly. He could see the Earth below, small and fragile, floating in space. Behind him, Commander Laura Price walked in, her steps measured and calm. She was in charge of security and fleet coordination. Together, they were Earth's representatives for the upcoming meeting on Valora Prime, the capital world of the Galactic Council. "This is it," Laura said. "Everything we do from here will matter. If we fail, humanity could be at risk. If we succeed, well, we might finally be able to secure a place in the galaxy." Ethan nodded. He had spent years preparing for this. Diplomatic studies, alien languages, strategy, and even understanding how other species thought. But nothing could truly prepare a human for their first official encounter with the Galactic Council. Dr. Neil Carter entered, carrying a small case with devices that the Council might find interesting. He was the leading scientist in advanced technology and had already helped develop several systems that could change interstellar travel. "Are we ready?" he asked, excitement clear in his voice. "As ready as we'll ever be," Ethan replied. The Terran Space Command's fastest ship, the Endeavour, was prepared for launch. It was a sleek vessel, built for speed and security and fitted with the latest human technology. It would take them to Valora Prime in just a few weeks using a series of jump points calculated by Dr. Carter's team. As they entered the ship, the atmosphere was tense but focused. The crew knew this mission was about more than diplomacy. It was about proving that humanity was capable, intelligent, and trustworthy. Days passed as the Endeavour moved through space. Ethan spent his time reviewing notes and practicing speeches. Laura worked with the crew on ship protocols while Dr. Carter ran final checks on his equipment. Occasionally, they received messages from Earth, full of encouragement and cautious optimism. Finally, Valora Prime appeared on the view screen. The planet was enormous, with swirling clouds and glimmering cities that stretched across continents. Ships from many different species were already in orbit, their designs unlike anything humans had ever seen. Some looked like floating crystals, others like living organisms. The sight made Ethan feel small, but it also filled him with pride. As the Endeavour docked at the Council's orbital station, Ethan, Laura, and Dr. Carter were greeted by Ambassador Velen, a tall, silver-scaled being with eyes that seemed to see everything. His voice was calm but carried authority. "Welcome, humans," he said. "The Council has observed your world. You have progressed rapidly. We will see if your actions match your words." Ethan stepped forward. "Thank you, Ambassador. We are honored to be here and look forward to working together." They were escorted through halls of strange architecture, each building and corridor a testament to alien design. Sounds and lights shifted in ways that made the human senses alert. Finally, they entered the Council chamber, a vast room filled with representatives from dozens of species. Some had hundreds of limbs, others had no visible eyes but seemed to perceive everything. The Council members looked down at them. A sense of judgment filled the air. Some whispered in their alien languages, their tones like music, others like grinding metal. Ethan could feel the weight of centuries of experience pressing on him. "Humans," said High Chancellor Karath, his voice deep and resonant. "You arrive at a time when the galaxy faces many challenges. You have shown growth, yet we wonder why you seek to extend your influence beyond your world. Speak." Ethan bowed slightly. "High Chancellor Karath, honored Council members, we come not to conquer or dominate. We seek understanding, partnership, and a place where humanity can share knowledge and grow alongside the galaxy. We asked for equal standing, not privilege." There was a pause. Some Council members shifted, their whispers growing louder. Ethan could feel the skepticism. Many species had seen humans before, usually as curious or reckless, yet here they were, standing calmly in the center of the galaxy's most powerful forum. Dr. Carter stepped forward. "We also bring technology that may benefit the Council. Devices for energy efficiency, medical systems that can save lives, and methods for faster travel." He opened his case, revealing small glowing objects. The Council members examined them carefully. Their expressions were unreadable, but their interest was clear. Some touched the devices with tentacles or appendages, testing their function. Others simply observed, silent but alert. Laura Price added, "We come in peace and with respect. We understand that trust is earned, and we are prepared to prove ourselves over time." The silence that followed was long and heavy. Finally, High Chancellor Karath spoke again. "We will grant Earth membership in the Council. You will have the right to speak, to vote, and to propose. But be warned, your actions will be observed. Missteps will have consequences." Ethan felt a surge of relief and pride. "Thank you, High Chancellor. We accept your terms and will act with honor." As the meeting concluded, Ambassador Velan escorted them to a smaller room for debriefing. "You have succeeded in your first step," Velan said. "But the Council is wary. Some members believe humans are unpredictable. Some even think you are dangerous," Ethan nodded. "We expected that. We will prove that humanity can be trusted through actions, not just words." Laura looked at him seriously. "Ethan, this is bigger than diplomacy. Some species already fear what humans can do. You need to be careful. One wrong move and the Council could unite against us." Dr. Carter smiled, unable to hide his excitement. "Or they could learn from us. Imagine what we can teach them, if they are willing to listen." Ethan allowed himself a small smile. "That is exactly the point. We will offer solutions, not threats, but we will not be intimidated. Humanity has come a long way, and we are ready to step forward." In the days that followed, Ethan and his team met with other members of the Council. They observed alien politics, learned new languages, and navigated the complex web of alliances and rivalries. Some species tried to test them with difficult questions or challenges. Humans responded with patience, logic, and creativity. News of Earth's acceptance spread quickly. On distant worlds, debates began. Some species welcomed humans as new partners, while others worried about the sudden rise of a race they had considered minor. Back on the Endeavor, Ethan reflected on the events of the past weeks. "We've made history," he said. "Not through weapons, not through intimidation, but through reason and persistence. The galaxy will notice humans now, and they will have to respect us." Laura nodded. "Yes, but respect can be fragile. We must keep proving ourselves. The Council may have accepted us, but they will watch closely," Dr. Carter added. "And they will be surprised. They don't know what humans can really do." Ethan smiled, feeling a sense of purpose he had never known. For the first time, he realized that humanity's potential was not limited to Earth. Humans could shape the galaxy, not through fear, but through intelligence, creativity, and courage. As the Endeavor prepared to return to Earth for the first time as a recognized member of the Galactic Council, Ethan looked out at the stars. Somewhere out there, other civilizations were watching. Some were skeptical, some curious, and some afraid. But one thing was certain. Humanity had stepped onto a larger stage. The galaxy had never seen anything like this. A small young species with no great history of spacefaring power had just earned a seat at the table. And the ripple of that decision would be felt across the stars in ways no one yet imagined. Ethan turned to Laura and Dr. Carter. "The first step is done. Now the real work begins. We have to show the galaxy what humans are capable of." The stars outside the window seemed brighter, almost as if they were cheering. Humanity was no longer a quiet observer. Humanity had arrived, and the universe unknowingly was about to change forever. Earth had joined the Galactic Council, and humans were no longer strangers in the galaxy. They had a seat at the table, but a seat alone was not enough. Humans wanted to show that they could contribute, that they could help make the galaxy stronger and safer. Ethan Cole, Laura Price, and Dr. Neil Carter returned to Earth briefly to prepare for the next phase. They knew that what humans shared would be watched closely. Every action, every technology, and every idea would be evaluated by the Council and the other species. "We need to show them what humans can do," Ethan said, standing in the briefing room. The large screen displayed images of other worlds, trade networks, and fleet routes. Not with weapons, not with threats, but with solutions. "We need to improve lives." "That is our strength," Laura nodded. "Agreed, but we also need to be careful. Some of these species already distrust humans. A single mistake could undo all our progress." Dr. Carter tapped a few keys on his tablet, making holographic displays appear. "I have a few ideas. We can start with energy systems. Many planets struggle with power shortages. We can offer safe, efficient technology. We can help with medical devices, too. Imagine saving thousands of lives. They will remember us not as a threat, but as a force for good. With a plan in place, the team returned to Valora Prime. The council was already in session when they arrived. This time, Ethan would present human proposals. It was a test, not only of diplomacy but also of intelligence and creativity. Fellow council members, Ethan began, humans are young in space travel, but we have learned quickly. We offer solutions to problems that have existed for centuries: energy shortages, medical crises, and travel limitations. We are here to help, not to dominate. He activated Dr. Carter's holograms. Bright, clear visuals showed energy grids powered by clean fusion, hospitals using automated systems to treat patients faster, and starship routes that reduced travel time dramatically. Some members leaned forward. Their interest was visible, even if they did not show it fully. Others whispered to each other. Ethan had learned to read subtle alien expressions, tiny shifts in posture, the flutter of antennae, the flicker of light across scales. High Chancellor Karath spoke first. These are impressive. But what proof do we have that humans can implement these systems on a galactic scale? Your world is small. Your fleets are limited. How can you help planets that are light years apart? Dr. Carter stepped forward. With our new quantum stabilizers, travel and communication across vast distances become faster and safer. Ships can move from system to system in hours instead of weeks. We can implement networks to maintain energy grids, medical supplies, and emergency responses. A murmur spread through the council. Faster travel and reliable networks had been a dream for most species for centuries. Some nodded slowly, impressed despite themselves. Laura Price added, "We also have teams trained to work with other species. Humans can learn, adapt, and cooperate. We do not assume superiority, but we bring flexibility and problem-solving skills that many species have lost over time." The session continued for hours. Questions came from every direction. Some were simple, like how the technology worked. Others were tricky, designed to test humans' patience and intelligence. Ethan and his team answered each question calmly, never raising their voices, never showing frustration. By the end of the day, humans had made a strong impression. Other council members began to approach them privately, asking questions and seeking collaboration. Some wanted to learn the human energy systems. Others wanted advice on medical procedures. Humans were not just members, they were becoming leaders, but not everyone was pleased. High Chancellor Karath and a few other elder members whispered in private chambers. "These humans are clever," Karath said. "They gain respect too fast. They may appear harmless, but they will grow stronger and faster than we expect. We must watch them closely." Even with these warnings, human influence continued to rise. Trade networks expanded using human-designed logistics systems. Medical devices saved lives on distant planets. Humans introduced training programs that improved efficiency and reduced waste. Across the galaxy, whispers of admiration and fear spread. One morning, Ethan received a message from a distant system. A council planet had implemented a human-designed energy network in a matter of weeks. The project not only worked but exceeded expectations. "They are learning fast," Laura said, looking at the report. "And they trust humans more than their own systems now. It is impressive but also dangerous. Some species might see this as a threat." Dr. Carter smiled. "It is, but that is the point. Humans solve problems in ways others cannot. That is why we are rising. That is why the galaxy is starting to notice." Humans also began participating in joint missions. They helped survey uncharted systems, improved environmental conditions on resource-poor planets, and resolved conflicts between minor species. Each success increased humanity's reputation. Yet while the galaxy celebrated human innovation, some members of the council grew anxious. Valoran High Chancellor Karath and a group of older species began secret meetings. They discussed the rapid rise of humans and debated what to do. "We cannot allow them to gain too much influence," Karath said. "They may seem cooperative, but humans are unpredictable. Their growth is too fast, their technology too advanced. We need to limit their access to trade routes and fleets." Another elder replied, "If we restrict them, they may see it as a challenge. Humans do not respond well to limitations. They might act in ways we cannot predict," Karath frowned. "Then we must be clever. We will watch and prepare. The humans must never realize the full extent of our fear." Meanwhile, humans continued their work openly, unaware of the concern they had caused. Ethan and Laura oversaw fleets improving transport systems. Dr. Carter worked on a new version of the stabilizer. which could allow near-instantaneous travel between star systems. One evening, while observing the galaxy from the Council's observation deck, Ethan spoke quietly to Laura. "Do you feel it?" he asked. "The Council respects us, yes, but I can feel the tension. They are afraid. They do not fully understand what humans are capable of." Laura nodded. "I feel it too. We have to be careful. Fear can turn allies into enemies quickly, but for now we keep proving ourselves. We show them humanity is a force for good, even if they do not want to admit it." Dr. Carter joined them, holding a small model of the new stabilizer. "This will change everything. Faster travel, safer routes, more efficient networks. We can help hundreds of planets in a short time. The galaxy will have no choice but to respect humans." Ethan studied the stars. "It is not just about respect. It is about trust. We must earn it step by step. But once we do, humans will be able to shape the galaxy in ways no one else can." As weeks turned into months, humans' reputation grew. Reports came from planets adopting human technology, medical teams trained by humans, and fleets coordinated under human guidance. Even species that had ignored humans before now sought their advice. However, the Council's whispers of concern grew louder. Some members proposed restrictions. Others suggested monitoring human fleets. A few feared that humans were gaining too much influence too quickly, and that the balance of power in the galaxy might shift. In a private meeting, Ethan, Laura, and Dr. Carter discussed the situation. "They are nervous," Laura said. "The more useful we become, the more some of them fear us." "It is strange, isn't it? We are only helping." Ethan nodded. "It is natural. Change is always frightening, especially for those who have held power for centuries. But we cannot slow down. Our work benefits the galaxy. We do what is right, not what is safe," Dr. Carter added. "And if they try to block us, we can adapt. Humans are not easy to stop. We find solutions even under pressure. That is why the galaxy will remember us." As Part 2 came to a close, humans had firmly established themselves as leaders in practical knowledge, innovation, and problem-solving. Their influence spread quickly, earning admiration from some and worry from others. For Ethan, Laura, and Dr. Carter, the message was clear. Humans were no longer simply members of the Galactic Council. They were becoming essential to the functioning of the galaxy itself. And the universe, unknowingly, was beginning to fear the rise of a species that solved problems with intelligence, courage, and creativity rather than weapons. Humans had started small, but their impact was already massive. The galaxy was watching. And while humans acted with peace and goodwill, others wondered what would happen when humans reached the limits of their patience. The stars outside the observation deck were quiet, but in their silence a new tension stirred. Humans were proving themselves, and the galaxy had no choice but to take notice.